Hey guys, and welcome to the Noodle Bowl. I'm Crunchy Noodles, and this is my very first video I'll be uploading to this channel. And I thought I'd do a speed paint of my mascot for my channel. The inks I used today were Art Spectrum waterproof and fade proof inks, and I used a deleter holder with the G-nib tip. I used the yellow and the orange inks mixed together to create the ink that I used for the main body, and the green just by itself for the rest of the color highlights. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below to all the products that I've used in this video, and I will point them out as they come up on the screen. So I thought I'd just do a speed paint of me doing a watercolor piece. I don't do watercolor pieces very often, but I thought it'd be a nice and relaxing way for us to get to know each other, as I am new to this platform. Years ago I did have a YouTube channel, but that fell flat on its face and we don't talk about that anymore, and it has been deleted, so don't bother trying to look for it. But yeah, I am very excited to start on YouTube and to grow a community here and get to know you guys. You can refer to me as Crunchy. That is my alias on here. And I'm sure I'll let my real name slip sometime. But for all intents and purposes, I'm Crunchy on here. And I go by that same name on many other platforms. So if you play PlayStation or you find me on a website or anywhere else, it's most likely me if the username is something along the lines of Crunchy Noodles. But yeah, I am going to tell you a bit about myself while I'm just doing this inking here on screen, and then when we move on to the watercolor, I'll introduce the materials there. But until then, hey? So I am 17 years old and I currently live within Australia. I have just recently gotten in to an animation course, and I want to become an animator when I'm older. Obviously, that's why I'm doing the course. And if you haven't guessed already, I am a extremely avid cartoon watcher. I absolutely love cartoons, the classics, the new stuff. Gosh, I just can't get enough of them. And it's that passion for seeing other people's work come to life that really inspired me to start drawing in the first place. And so I'd like to pass that on to other people through working for studios, or even one day publishing my own personal projects on here as well. I actually do have an animated short film that I completed by myself for my final project in year 12, which I will be uploading sometime soon. I just got to tweak it a little bit. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I guess I will take it back a few years and tell you guys where I first began. So I was originally on Instagram. I went by the username of aspiring_artist_13. And I was 12 when I first made the account. And that's when I first started drawing seriously. So I have been drawing for roughly about 5 years now, and hopefully I can draw for many more. And I still don't see me at where I'd like to be, but I will get there eventually. So yeah, Instagram was a big part of my beginnings, and I'll get onto that in a minute, but first I'll just explain to you what's going on right here. So that's my glass dip pen. I would like to do a video drawing with it in the future, and here I'm just signing my name on the artwork. So after I've finished inking the sketch, I like to erase it all. And I have in the top right corner, that was my color guide. I like to sketch out big projects first to get the colors right. And today for my watercolor, I used the Koh-i-Noor Brilliant set. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite watercolor brands to use because the colors are just so vibrant, and you can really mix them to get a great depth of different colors. And I really haven't been able to find the pigmentation and vibrancy of their watercolors in any other watercolors without spending a ridiculous amount. So if you're looking for cheap watercolors, they're the goer, and obviously I'll leave the link to that in the description below. For the brushes today, I used Jazz Art watercolor brushes. They're synthetic hair, and I used one in the size 2/10 and one in the size 4. They're my preferred watercolor brushes, and they're easily replaced as they are cheap. And I also used a Pentel water brush, which I will most likely be doing a video in future where I might talk about a few of my chosen tools if you guys are interested at all. Now, where was I? Oh yes, Instagram. that was my main platform. I started in the My Little Pony fandom, and I'm still a fan of that. But at the time, it was a really great place to start out drawing because everyone was really supportive of you when you created your own OCs. And I created a lot of OCs, like a ridiculous amount. But I never did anything with them. And eventually, about 2 years ago, I left the community on Instagram because it got really toxic for me. I had a lot of people who requested me to draw stuff for them for free, and I'd be more than happy to oblige, but when they weren't happy with it, they would start offending me and my drawing abilities, and they just go absolutely ballistic at me, and I couldn't take the comments at the time because I was going through some personal things. And it was around about the time I left Instagram that I really slowed down and I pretty much stopped drawing for a little bit. And eventually I came back, but I didn't join the platform again, so I actually haven't posted on there for ages. I might have posted 1 or 2 photos a few years ago, but nothing recently. From there, I decided to start posting some of my works to Tumblr. I haven't got many up there. It's mostly fan art for South Park and Hey Arnold, but majority of my works I just keep at home in a personal sketchbook. So I have a few sketchbooks that I have filled. And in fact, my New Year's resolution for this year is to try and complete 1 sketchbook a month. I watch various YouTube artists, and many of them have suggested, if you want to improve in your art and improve fast, to sketch and sketch and sketch. And I have chosen to take that on board very seriously this year, and I will be finishing my first sketchbook of the year very soon. And if you guys are ever interested in me doing a sketchbook tour, like I said, leave a comment in the comments below, and I might get around to it. What else can I tell you about myself? I have my own cat. His name is Jason, and he is absolutely gorgeous boy. He's a snowshoe. And so if you ever hear any meowing or see any furry feet walk across the desk while I'm recording, that's him making an appearance, and he just wants to say hi. But right now he's sleeping, so he won't be disturbing me while I'm recording this for you guys. I'll try to keep it consistent with when I upload videos, but if I'm ever late, I will post an update on my Patreon. Or if you guys want to check out my Patreon and join my Discord server, I can post updates to there as well. But yeah, I do have a part-time job at the moment, so if it does seem like content isn't coming out or content seems a bit rushed, it's because I'm trying to juggle my part-time job as well as university and making these for you guys. But if any of you could support me on my Patreon, I would be so grateful, because that means that I wouldn't have to work as many hours and I would be able to make some more content for you guys, that is, if you want me to. Like I said before, this is my first video, so hopefully it comes out alright. Hopefully you guys like me, and then I can make some more stuff for you guys. But yeah, I do have a few personal projects in the works at the moment, some of which I might end up talking about or mentioning, or even drawing a few of my characters. But eventually I would like to either animate a short for it or potentially start a webcomic. I'll see how everything goes, so I'll give you guys any updates if I choose to do anything with that. But at the current time, my private projects will be staying in suspension until I get the energy and the time to really get started on those. But yeah, I'll try to upload a variety of content for you guys. I will be uploading some digital drawings, but it will mainly be traditional work. I am more of a traditional artist at heart. I found my roots in drawing with pencils and then moving on to markers. I actually didn't start using watercolour until about 2 years ago, so I'm still very new to the medium, and I haven't done many watercolour works, but I hope to do more in future. If you guys ever want to see me redraw my very first watercolor piece, let me know. It's absolutely terrible and I hate it now, but at the time I was very proud of it. But I guess that's just how all artists are at the beginning. As you watch yourself progress, you learn to appreciate what you're doing, and you can look back on what you have done and then pick out what's wrong with it. And I think that really shows progression in an artist, is when you're able to look at past work or even recent work and pick out what you could fix or what doesn't look quite right. I think that's really important when you're trying to get better. And but yeah, most of my artwork is marker based. I remember purchasing my first set of 72 Copics when I was 13, I think. Yeah, I saved up for ages to get them, and I remember purchasing these expensive professional grade markers, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I finally got these professional markers. This means I'm gonna make such good drawings. And then it hit me. I was like, I just spent hundreds of dollars on professional art supplies and I can't draw. And my heart just like sunk and I lost confidence in myself. I was like, I can't waste these things cost so much. If I just waste them on, bad art, well, it's just a waste. But I did eventually find my footing, and I guess that's just a story for another day. Here I'm just using white ink to add highlights, by the way. It's Art Spectrum ink as well. It's all about mindset, I find. Mindset is really important when you're creating pieces, and my mindset has greatly changed from when I first started out, and I can't believe how far I've come, and I can't wait to share my journey with you guys in where I'm going. And hopefully you can be along for the ride while I make it through uni and die trying to get my final project finished in time. And I might upload videos maybe of me working on some school projects if you're interested at all. But yeah, this is the final piece just coming up now, and I'm very happy with how this piece came out. The colours came out very close to what I imagined in my head, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching the video for this. If you would like to see more or subscribe to my channel, please click on the red button below or in the link that I'm going to put in the end card. If you guys would like to check out my Patreon, I'll also leave a link in the description and a link on the end of this video, and also leave a link to my Tumblr as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and for joining me on this beginnings of hopefully what's to become a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful relationship between us. And I invite you back next time to fill your senses with absolutely delectable content that is here on Crunchy Noodles. And bye, guys. Have a great one.